Cheers. Good afternoon. I got that out of the way. Chris says don't when you do a speech. Never So I got the out the way. I wanted to ask you, who has never climbed Lion's Head? Put your hand up. Who has never climbed Lion's Head Mountain, which is right here in Cape Town? High up. Come on, don't be shy. I'm not going to make you climb it. All right, we've got some guys. Then I wanted to ask you, if you could change the world, right? How many of you thought you'd never be able to change it just by climbing a mountain? Hands up. That's what I thought. I thought that for quite a while. I used to work on cruise ships, stuck in a little ship just like Billy. There was no mountains, nothing to do. And I missed the mountains in Cape Town. And very few of you know where I'm actually from. I'm actually from Rawsonville. I usually have to say Worcester so they can figure it out. Rawsonville used to be the most alcoholics per capita at some point. There's a lot of wine there, that's why. All right, and I speak 3 languages, so if my English isn't great, I apologize. It's my 3rd language. My mother and father are Greek, and my mother used to tell me stories of mythology, Greek mythology, when I was a little boy. Probably to put me to sleep, basically. And Greek mythology was a way of storytelling, just like these heroes before us, before I just spoke. They told their story. And it's important that we still know about Hercules, we still know about Achilles, all these guys. Today we have the Avengers. For those who don't watch TV, the Avengers are superheroes. We have DC, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, you name them. And those are guys on film. But in real life, the speakers that spoke before me are the real heroes. In one room, you basically have superheroes, because a real superhero is not someone who has a superpower. A real superhero decided to do something with their gift. And we can all be a superhero. We all have a gift inside, somewhere, waiting to be tapped into. And that's what makes an ordinary person extraordinary. Now, if you look at me, I don't look like a trail runner. I look like I had a few beers. What happened when I wanted to do Lion's Head? I did it for fun. I did it as a form of meditation. I hate the gym. And I hate the mountains because we're in Cape Town. You can do the ocean, the mountain, and the city within 4 hours. There's not many places in the world you can do that. So I took that on. I used to climb Lion's Head about 3 times a week. I was staying with my friend Eugene. And Eugene's going to smile because I said his name live. And one day I came back from climbing and he said to me, "Are you trying to break a record?" I said, "Why?" "Well, you've climbed the mountain 3 times this week." I'm like, that's not such a bad idea. And so my journey started, and I needed a name. So you asked me why Lion 500. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Who here knows about the Gunston 500? Put your hand up. You're showing your age, people. You're showing your age. And we all know about it. We all know about the surfing and all these things. And I was a kid, I used to have posters of the surfers up. And so before we get to that, the names we're going to do was Lion 360, and that sounds like a gym. 360 sounds like a gym. Lion 300, and I told him, Eugene, I'm not a Spartan. I'm sick and tired of being a hoo-ah the whole time. That thing has been done. So then we go, do you remember the Gunston 500? And so We're like, yeah. And then we said lion 500, roll of the tongue. So basically what happened is I set my goal before even thinking about whether I can do it or not. Because the idea was to do it all in 1 year. 500 climbs. So I did my mathematics to see what would I have to do 500 in 1 year. The odds were against me. And so I was supposed to be realistic. If I was a trail runner, I'd probably be able to do it. I could probably do 2 summits. I'm not a trail runner. I'm a normal guy. So I said, fine, I'm going to give myself a year and a half. And so decided to try and finish by the end of 2018. Now, currently I'm standing at 426 climbs of Lion's Head. I'm not done. Many people, or the little voice inside you would say, you failed. And I say to you, life is how you perceive it. If it was a race, sure, I failed. But then after doing it another 350 times, it starts growing on you. Whatever you thought was a race, whatever you thought was just there for, materialistic things, nah. Like the few speakers before me, there's a little voice inside you that says, you can do this. There's also another voice that says you can't do it. You decide which one you want to speak to and have a conversation with. And usually, it's really up to you. And if you listen to your heart, and why are you doing what you're doing, then anything is possible. So the 5 causes that I chose, I'm not going to say them because they're a mouthful, are very close to my heart. Primarily rape crisis and the depression, anxiety group. Because I suffer from depression. I have friends around me that have been affected by rape. I love nature. And so I thought, let's put it all together and do it for that. So let's climb Lion's Head 500 times and try and raise 500,000 Rand. And up to this day, I've raised about 60,000 Rand. And once again, did I fail? No. You can't put a value on the awareness and the connections I made in 426 climbs. You climb that mountain every day. You connect with people, you speak to them, you listen to their story, you tell your story. You end up doing much more than just raising money. You start connecting. And that's, as a human being, we were designed to socialize. We are social beings. And if you start doing that, I found that, depression can't be sorted out right away. But it helps to connect and be natural and become a caveman again by climbing a mountain. And my conversation that I had with Kaylee is, as you can tell, I'm actually winging it right now because everyone said everything. So I'm going to tell you this. When I climb that mountain, there's an energy in it. It's nature. And we need to tap back into nature. Every person that's spoken before me has tapped into nature. And it's given them the energy to finish what they started. Because they believe in themselves and in nature around them. And I also believe in nature. I believe in creating stories and experiences. This is a very amazing experience I had. Chris, I'm showing you a photo right now, just so you know. It's a photo of me and Chris. We did a bad boys pose over there. I took Chris Venter up Lion's Head. Took us 10 hours. Takes a normal person 2.5 hours. Took us 10 hours, but it probably was the most 10 life-changing hours of my life. Henk sitting here, he was with us. I'm actually quite grateful for Henk being there because I didn't think I would be able to do it on my own. And we got him up and down, and we're still talking about it. And that was just, I'll tell my grandkids about that actually. That's how much fun we had. We're only halfway, by the way. The frowny faces come later. But yeah, we had a good time. It took us 10 hours. By the way, I ran up the mountain twice because I had to go fetch us Cokes and water. because we thought it was going to be 5 hours, 10 hours. But it was done. The day after that, we tried to top it. That's a kayak on Lion's Head. That's Richard. Richard's going up Lion's Head. So memories were created. And I'm loving it. And right now, this is a memory. I was not really supposed to be here. I'm standing in for someone. And every moment here with you is an amazing moment. I'd like to thank you for that. Just before I go, I'd like to thank the firemen that came up with me. I took firemen up. They went in their suits, by the way. They all wore their suits. The man who dared me to do 500, that's Eugene over there. And it all started with a friend. And I started making more friends because I got out there. This is 250 hikes. Torrential rain. 5 a.m. in the morning. Torrential rain. These guys showed up. Some of them are in this room. And out of all the hikes, this is one of my favorite hikes. Not because of being halfway, but with the people I was with. The connections I made, the friends I made. I was probably friends with one person before I started all that. Those are my friends. We went through thick and thin. We could have slipped, we could have fallen, we could have died. We did it together. We got to the top, we got to the bottom, and they were with me. My shoes, you asked me how many pair of shoes I've killed. There's about 2 more pairs I can't fit in there. But yeah, Solomon did give me a sponsor after that. And I'm still using them. The views that you get up on Lion's Head. People ask me, why do you do this? Here you go. That's why. Do you get tired of it? No. Do I get tired of getting asked questions? No, because every single time I find a more creative way to answer. And that's that. That's Cape Town. I love Cape Town. I love our nature. And then I think, if nature's around you, use it. Be part of it. And for all those people who decided what they want to do, take up Liesel on an offer. Go cycling. Tandem. You never know. But I will ask you, and I'm inviting you, I do have a WhatsApp group where I am creating, where people can come and hike with me. You can hike with me. You don't have to pay money. Donate if you want to donate. Don't donate, but you can hike with me. I've got about 74 hikes left that I need to get done by the 11th of February, 2019. The date chosen was basically because that's the day that Nelson Mandela walked free. And that will be my freedom as well from 500. To move on to managing it, because Lion 500 is becoming not just one journey, but a concept that someone else will be taking over from me. That's how well it's done. Someone is willing, another person is willing to do 500 hikes again afterwards. And we'll be raising money for more charities and so on. So please, afterwards, I know I look like a grumpy person. Trust me, I am the most successful person on social media and over here, especially after the rugby. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'd like to thank the organizers and Chris. Thank you guys.